Besem Ab, Werwald, Mefeskadus, Adawamla, Amen. Besem Ab, Werwald, Mefeskadus, Adawamla, Amen. Besem Ab, Werwald, Mefeskadus, Adawamla, Amen. Yes, good morning, and hope everyone's doing well. It's Monday morning, so yeah, hope your weekends went well. So on with the reading, Numbers 32, give thanks. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of livestock. They saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead. Behold, the place was a place for livestock. Then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moses and to Eleazar the priest and to the princes of the congregation, saying, Ataroth, Dibon, Jazer, Nimram, Heshbon, Aliah, Sebon, Nebo, Beon, the land which Yahweh struck before the congregation of Israel is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. They said, If we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to your servants for a possession. Please don't bring us over the Jordan. Moses said to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, Shall your brothers go to war while you sit here? Why do you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which Yahweh has given them? Your fathers did so when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which Yahweh had given them. Yahweh's anger burned in that day, and he swore, saying, Surely none of the men who came out of Egypt for 21 years old and upwards shall see the land which I swore to Abraham and Isaac and to Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, because they have followed Yahweh completely. Yahweh's anger burned against Israel, and he made them wander back and forth in the wilderness for 40 years, until all the generation who had done evil in Yahweh's sight was consumed. Behold, you have risen up in your father's place an increase of sinful men, to increase the fierce anger of Yahweh towards Israel. For if you turn away from him after all, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all these people. They came near to him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for your livestock, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves, we will be ready to be armed and go before the children of Israel, until we have brought them to their place. Our little ones shall dwell in the fortified cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our houses until the children of Israel have all received their inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has come to us on this side of the Jordan eastward. Moses said to them, If you do this thing, if you will arm yourselves and go before Yahweh to the war, and every one of your armed men will pass over the Jordan before Yahweh until he has driven out his enemies before him, and the land is subdued before Yahweh, then afterwards you shall return and be clear of obligation to Yahweh and to Israel. Then this land shall be your possession before Yahweh. But if you will not do so, behold, you have sinned against Yahweh, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which has proceeded out of your mouth. The children of Gad and the children of Reuben spoke to Moses, saying, Your servants will do as my Lord commands. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and our livestock shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But your servants will pass over, every man who is armed for war, before Yahweh to battle, as my Lord says. So Moses commanded concerning them to Eleazar the priest, and to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of the fathers' households of the tribe of the children of Israel. Moses said to them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over to Jordan, every man who is armed to battle before Yahweh, and the land is subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead for possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. The children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As Yahweh has said to your servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before Yahweh into the land of Canaan, and for the possession of our inheritance shall remain with us beyond the Jordan. Moses gave to them, even to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Shinon, the king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land according to its cities and its borders, even the cities of the surrounding land. The children of Gad built Dibon, Ataroth, Aror, Shephanah, Jazer, Jagabanah, Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fortified cities and folds for sheep. The children of Reuben built Heshbon, Aliyah, Kerethaim, Nebu, Baal, Meon, their names being changed, and Sibnah. They gave other names to the cities which they built. The children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, took it, and dispossessed the Amorites who were therein. Moses gave Gilead and Machir to the sons of Manasseh, and he lived therein. Jer, the son of Manasseh, went and took its villages and called them Hevoth Jer. Nabal went and took Kenath and its villages and called it Nabath after his own name. For these few words I give thanks, blessed love. So what we have here is the tribes of Reuben and the tribe of Gad. They come and say to Moses, we don't want to go over to the land of Canaan, which is the promised land, because they have too much cattle, they have too much stuff, so they want to camp on the east side of the Jordan. But then God and Moses get angry, but as you heard there, the leaders of the tribe said, we will still fight for the children of Israel. We will build our cities for our families and our cattle on the east side, but we will still fight for the children of Israel to earn the right to stay on this side. And God and Moses agreed, but they said, if you don't do this, then you will have sinned before Yahweh. But yeah, you have to fight, otherwise you will get nothing. So this is the pact that they're in. And the main interpretation of this, and this story, as you can imagine, continues, and you see how it plays out in the rest of the book, is that this is one where people, and in this case the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad, are prioritizing their earthly possessions, all the stuff they've got, all the cattle they've got, and they're kind of wanting to protect that more than they are trusting in God, that he will deliver them into the promised land, and the promised land all will come good. So they are erring on the side of their comfort for their possessions and their wealth. They want to protect their wealth, they want to protect their comfort, they want to protect their livestock, which is obviously what they make money from. So they are protecting their material wealth over their spiritual faith. So God and Moses are suspicious of this, and they can kind of see what's going on, but they're saying, you have to earn the right to do this. But if not, then you will be punished because you will have sinned. So how this plays out, and I'll say it now because it's important, I think, that we always see these things in context, is that it is the people on the east side of the river who later down the line, they're the ones who then fall into idolatry more. So they're the ones who have a lack of faith and a less strong connection with God. And it is the people, and you hear this later down the line, that fall into idolatry and ungodly practices more, and then the punishment is then meted on them in terms of the sin that they've committed. So it's a very at the moment it's still subtle. It's a bit like the Balaam story. It gets played out over a number of chapters, but they are allegorical warnings that if you make these decisions, then on your head so be it, that you have to bear the responsibilities of the decisions that you make, and put God first and put trust in God first, rather than trust in your own worldly possessions and your attachment to the world and your attachment to your riches and your attachment to comfort. So yeah, it is a cautionary tale that intertwines with this particular narrative. So yeah, be interested to see how this plays out over the coming chapters. The last two chapters before this, chapters 30 and 31, have been particularly challenging. So it's good to get a little bit of fresh air from lots of the controversy of the previous two chapters. But there are subtle things, and I think it's important that we don't shy away from these things. Every time we read in a small sentence, Yahweh gave the land of X, Y, and Z to the tribe of Reuben, the tribe of Dan, it does mean other people have been dispossessed of their land. So there is a lot of displacement going on, and there is a lot of, land grabbing and, people being moved out to make way for the children of God. And they are nuances, but they're not nuances. There's still things to take into account. When Jesus came about in the New Testament, it wasn't about that at that time. It wasn't about nation building. It wasn't about land. It wasn't about geography and taking this particular land and taking this particular land. Time had moved on from then. But at this point in Numbers and in the time of moving towards the Promised Land, there are huge amounts of displacement, huge amounts of war, and territories are being fought over. And then we start to see the ruptures of how that kind of plays out later down the line, and even in the present day. So yeah, there's thorny bits to lots of the narratives, but hopefully seeing it in the wider context, we can see how things have changed. Things did change when it came with the new law and the new way. So. Blessings and love. Have a blessed day. Malcolm Ken, have a good day. And God willing, be back with more tomorrow. Give thanks.